Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone. Let me introduce myself. My name is Sigit Iskandar. I am a student at Universitas Muhammadiyah Purwokerto. I work as a teacher in an elementary school. I will present research entitled The Impact of British Assisted Creative Problem-Solving Learning on the Creative Attitudes and Mathematical Problem-Solving Abilities of Elementary School Students. Background my research: 1. Students are not able to complete or solve math story problems. 2. Students are not active in dealing with the mathematical problems they experience. 3. Students cannot find out what is now from the problem, what is asked about the problem, what is the solution process, and cannot evaluate the result of their work. 4. Students have difficulty carrying out self-evaluation in dealing with the mathematical problems they have faced. Research purposes: 1. Analyzing the influence of creative problem-solving learning assisted by British Cat on the mathematical creative attitudes of elementary school students. 2. Analyze the influence of creative problem-solving learning assisted by British Cat on the mathematical problem-solving abilities of elementary school students. Types of research: quasi-experiment. This research is intended to test the hypothesis whether there is an influence of creative problem-solving learning assisted by British Cat on the creative attitudes and mathematical problem-solving abilities of elementary school students. Population and sample. Population: the population in the study were elementary school students. Sample: the sample in the study took to elementary schools in Ciklapa Village, Kedungreja Subdistrict, Cilacap District. Research variable: 1. Independent variable. Creative problem-solving learning model assisted by British Cat. 2. Dependent variable. Creative attitude and mathematical problem-solving abilities. Data collection technique. Observation. Observations are carried out through tests that measure mathematical problem-solving abilities. Data on mathematical problem-solving abilities was obtained by comparing the pre-test and post-test results between the experimental group and the control group. Questionnaire. A questionnaire was given to measure creative attitudes. Creative attitude data was obtained from the post-test in the experimental and control group. Data analysis technique. 1. Prerequisite test. E. Normality test. B. Homogeneity test. Hypothesis test. E. Test mathematical creative attitudes using a Likert scale by analyzing frequency tables of creative attitude described for experimental and control classes. B. Two independent samples T test to test mathematical problem solving ability. Mathematical problem solving ability normality test. In the data normality test in the experimental class and control class based on the SPSS version 222 result table, it can be read that the significance value is more than 0.05, so the data is normally distributed. Homogeneity test. The homogeneity test also produces a significance value based on the mean of more than 0.05, so that the data distribution is tested to be homogeneous. Two independent sample t-tests. From the result of the t-test, it was found that the significant value of mathematical problem-solving ability was 0.00, less than 0.05. So it could be concluded that there was a significant average difference. Mean comparison. The group statistic table shows that there is a mean difference in the mathematical problem solving ability between the experimental class of 74.27 and the control class of 56.95. This main difference can be concluded that the mathematical problem-solving abilities in the experimental class with GPS learning treatment assisted by British Guard were more effective compared to the control class which only received conventional independent curriculum learning treatment. Mathematical creative attitude, table frequency. In the control class, there are two categories of respondents, namely 21 respondents in the medium category and one respondent in the low category. Meanwhile, in the experimental class, there were three categories of respondents, namely one respondent in the very high category, five respondents in the high category, and 16 respondents in the medium category. The following is a graph of mathematical creative attitudes which shows the difference in mathematical creative attitudes in the experimental class and the control class. Creative attitudes grab. In the grab, the difference in the frequency of creative attitudes in the experimental class and the control class is measured after the post-test of mathematical problem-solving abilities. Findings: 1. The growth of critical and strategic thinking in the British card game, growing a winning mentality by trying to win the British card game, increased arithmetic operation skills, the growth of mathematical connection in the following materials. Conclusion: the results of this research can be concluded, namely that there is a significant influence of creative problem-solving learning assisted by British Cat on the mathematical problem-solving abilities of elementary school students. This was proven in the two independent sample t-tests, which showed a very significant difference in means. Then, there is a significant influence of creative problem-solving learning assisted by British Cat on the mathematical creative attitudes of elementary school students. This is also sound in the graph of mathematical creative attitudes in the experimental class in the very high and medium categories. In the control class, there are only medium and low categories. Suggestion: based on the findings of this research, there are several things that must be considered as follows: E. The fun of playing British card will be able to distract children from doing priority activities, for example, worship, eating, resting, etc. B. Give students the understanding that the cards are only a medium for developing mathematical thinking that focuses on problem solving. And C. It is necessary to socialize how to play British cards so that students quickly adapt to this new game. Thank you.